Shedeur Sanders responds to Shane Gillis in a way that will shut him up after his ESPY Awards taunts. Following a disrespectful jab made during the 2025 ESPY Awards by Shane Gillis, Shedeur Sanders responded in a way that required no words, no interviews, and no public confrontation by letting his work speak for itself. The former Colorado Buffaloes star, now playing quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in the NFL, releasing a striking, high-quality training video on Instagram less than 24 hours after the taunt aired before the United States. Known for pushing boundaries with his humor, the comedian questioned the legitimacy of Sanders' jersey retirement live on air during a segment at the nationally televised ceremony. Shedeur Sanders had his jersey number retired at Colorado this year, Gillis jested. People are saying it's because of nepotism. It's not. He went 13-12 over his career, and he almost won the Alamo Bowl. Definitely not nepotism. The remark, a dig at both his record and his relationship with his father, who is the Colorado head coach, drew awkward laughs, including from athletes like Lamar Jackson in attendance. But for those familiar with Shedeur's career, the jab fell flat, and the 23-year-old didn't respond publicly. Instead, he released a video montage showing grueling training, intense focus, and unwavering determination. In it, he's seen sprinting, throwing, lifting, shot in dramatic, cinematic detail. Overlaid were the only words he needed as Sanders said, "No excuses, puttin' in the work. Do what I gotta do. 'Bout to be time to be legendary. Whenever that time is." The timing, message, and production made clear that this was his answer to Gillis, and one that couldn't be dismissed as easily as a punchline as he looks to establish himself alongside his professional peers. Why Shane Gillis was wrong to criticize Shedeur Sanders. Critics pointing to Sanders' 13-12 collegiate record often overlook the context in which it was built. Talent is definitely present as he threw for 4,134 yards and 37 touchdowns, leading the Big 12 in both categories. That same season, he was named Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year and won the prestigious Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, given to the nation's top senior quarterback. He was projected as a first-rounder in the 2025 NFL Draft. While Gillis mocked, the numbers and accolades suggest otherwise. The jersey hanging in the rafters isn't a reward for wins alone. It represents what both of the Sanders, along with Travis Hunter, did together for a struggling program. Before their arrival, Colorado had gone 1-11, and with Shedeur under center, the program was thrust back into national relevance, managing to make it to the Alamo Bowl. It was just the Buffalo's third bowl game since 2007. The idea that his success was a product of nepotism ignores both the statistical dominance and leadership Sanders displayed, and it's no surprise the Browns drafted him. There, Sanders finds himself buried deep in a crowded quarterback room, and with a genuine shot at winning the starting spot ahead of Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel. This time, Dion isn't around, so what will Gillis say if Shedeur accomplishes that? There are moments when silence is powerful, but sometimes, a well-timed response lands like a signature touchdown pass in the fourth quarter. That's exactly what happened when Shedeur Sanders, quarterback of the Colorado Buffaloes and son of football royalty, fired back at comedian Shane Gillis after a string of offhand jabs during the ESPY Awards. Gillis, known for his edgy, irreverent humor, had taken aim at several athletes during his ESPY's monologue, but his comments about Sanders sparked immediate buzz. Shedeur Sanders is here tonight. I'm not saying Coach Prime bought him everything, but if NIL stands for never improvises late, then yeah, makes sense. The crowd laughed awkwardly. Cameras cut to Shedeur, who smiled politely, stone-faced but unreadable. Online, the moment exploded. Twitter threads, sports podcasts, and Reddit lit up with opinions. Was it just a joke? Was it too personal? Was Gillis out of line for poking fun at a 21-year-old college athlete who's done nothing but carry his team, build a brand, and stay out of trouble? Shedeur stayed quiet for 24 hours. Then, in a move that perfectly fused confidence, class, and calculation, he responded. The response, calm, cool, and devastating. Shedeur didn't go live on Instagram. He didn't tweet angrily or call Gillis out in a TikTok. Instead, he posted a short, 2-minute video titled Clarity. No hashtags. No captions. Just his voice, sitting in the locker room, wearing a Colorado hoodie, his phone camera propped on a gym bag. I saw what was said last night. And it's cool, comedians joke, that's their job. But let's clear one thing up real quick. He leans forward. I didn't ask for the spotlight. I earned it. I didn't get handed anything. I worked while most were watching. And if someone wants to call out my game, that's fine. Just know the film don't lie. The stats don't lie. And I'm still working. Oh, and one more thing. Shane Gillis? If you ever want to run routes, I got cleats in your size. He smiles. Not a grin. Just a knowing smirk, measured and surgical. The internet exploded. Why it worked. What made Shedeur's response so powerful wasn't just the words, it was the how. He didn't yell. He didn't retaliate with insults. He didn't play the victim. He did what great quarterbacks do. Stayed in the pocket, took the pressure, and delivered a strike. In just a couple of lines, he flipped the narrative. He reminded people that he's not just Dion's son, or a kid with nil deals and custom watches. He's an athlete who plays through pain, behind a struggling offensive line, in a program that was a national punchline before he showed up. He's building something from scratch, under a microscope. He didn't have to defend himself. But he chose to clarify. And in doing so, he showed what real leadership looks like. The fallout, support, respect, and a little bit of fear. The response was met with instant applause. NFL players reposted the clip with fire emojis. ESPN analysts called it mature beyond his years. Even a few comedians weighed in, noting that Sanders' approach was smoother than half the stand-up sets in the room. And Shane Gillis? He posted a single tweet. Okay, fair. That was cold face with tears of joy respect. It was the best possible move, acknowledge the hit, laugh it off, and move on. Gillis is no stranger to controversy, but even he knew when he'd been bested. And he was. Not with venom, but with style. A moment bigger than a clapback. In today's culture, where celebrity feuds and social media wars often spiral into toxicity, Shedeur Sanders offered something rare, a masterclass in grace under fire. He reminded young athletes watching that you don't have to stoop to the level of the critic. That confidence isn't volume, it's control. That sometimes the best way to shut someone up is not with louder noise, but with poise, facts, and a quiet flex. It wasn't about ego. It was about presence. And in just 2 minutes, Shedeur showed he has more than a rocket arm. He has the kind of leadership that transcends the box score.